got two Pats here, so I'm just gonna address. I'm gonna go Pat and then POB. Just because
That's fine.
Like
do it.
POB.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm a fan of the show. I listened to. I think I've listened to every one. I might have missed one.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty good. We've had what 3 or 4?
I definitely have heard at least 2 or 3 of them. Might have missed one of them.
You're in the 4th one, so it's good to go.
Dope. All right.
So let's get into it. This past weekend we had UFC 259, headlined by Israel Adesanya, as Ariel Helwani would say. This is Jan Blachowicz. The co-mains were Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson. And then also by Aljamain Sterling versus Piotr. What do they say? Piotr.
It's some Russian bullshit. I don't get the Russian names, man. I don't really get them.
Yeah, I don't get them either. Like, what's Khabib's brother's name? Umar,
or Ermin. I don't know.
Ermin? Yeah,
yeah.
That's a sketchy one.
See, I separate the Russians from like the Dagestani ones, and you have like mainland, like flat Russia. That's like Piotr Jan.
But like, what's the beat then? Is he Dagestani?
I think he might be like Chechnyan. I don't know, because it's like if you look at like Kazma, he's like the Chechnyan one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's the whole like region. But what were you saying?
No, like the beat looks Dagestanian.
Yeah, honestly, I can't tell. I can't tell them apart. They all got the neck beard, dude. They got the neck. Yeah, you can't tell with the neck beard.
Voice.
Yeah, listen, man, that's the new look. That's what's in. If you got a neck beard, you'll beat the shit out of anybody.
That's very true.
It's the new cauliflower here. It is. You gotta look out for it.
All right, let's just jump into it. Let's start off with the main event. Work our way down the card.
Beautiful.
What are your thoughts on the Izzy Jan fight?
So I actually like rewatched it this morning because I wanted to see it. Because honestly, I mean, it might be unpopular opinion, but like I think he could have given Izzy that fight. Like I think he could have. Personally, I mean, I'm not mad at Jan winning. It's like it could go either way. But if I watched it again this morning and I was like, you could give Izzy the first 3 rounds, and the 10-8s in the 5th round is ridiculous. I don't see how that's a 10-8. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I didn't see how holding him down for half the round and not really dealing that much damage gives you a 10-8 round.
I agree. Pat, what do you think?
Yeah, I watched on today for the first time really crappy YouTube, someone filming it from their phone, so not the greatest view, but I could see it going either way, to be honest. I would give him the only thing I will say is there's a lot of leg kicks in the first round. That's what I noticed. That's my note from a guy who doesn't really
The thing with it, like when I was watching, is like you can really score it either way. Like either way, it's not like a robbery. I just think scoring it like what was it like 49-45 for Jan?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, like if you want to do like 3 rounds to 2, there's no way that even if 4 rounds to 1 maybe, but there's no 10-8s in there. Like
no.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I agree with you. The 10-8s were pretty. The only 10-8 I could see you can give to Jan would be the 4th round, where he pretty much dominated on the ground that whole time. But then even in the 5th round, Izzy was piecing him up.
Yeah, actually
up until like the 2-minute and 30 mark, like 2-minute 30-second mark, like he was piecing him up until Jan took him down, and then just stayed in side control the whole time, and didn't really advance his position to the fight.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was just actually gonna say that too. Like it was exactly 2:30. Like literally, he took him down exactly at 2:30 in the 5th round.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, but I don't see how you give Jan 2 10-8 rounds.
No,
without.
I don't get it. I actually saw the scorecard this morning. I think it was just they scored the 4th round. No, it was the 5th. I think one of the judges had the 4th round as a 10-8, and then the other one had the 5th round as a 10-8. And then one was just 10-9 across the board.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I thought Izzy had won, and I told Pat this. I thought Izzy had won round 2, 3 for sure. 4, 5 were to Jan, and you could argue that he lost the first round, or maybe it won it. I thought the first round was closest and the deciding factor of the fight.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I'd flip it. I think the second round was kind of up. I thought the first round Izzy won pretty clearly.
Oh, really?
It's like the thing with the fight is like it could go either way. It just depends on how you score a fight, you know?
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
if you like when I was watching it, Izzy was moving forward the entire time. You know, like up until obviously he started getting taken down in the fourth and fifth. But you know, they were both landing shots, but Izzy's were a little cleaner. Like Jan was landing on Izzy, but it was kind of like partially blocked a lot of them. Like I said, I'm not really mad it going either way. The scorecards were ridiculous. That was the only thing about that fight that was crazy.
The scorecards were kind of ridiculous all night, to be honest with you. Even if we'll talk about the Aljo Piotr fight.
That one was crazy.
That judging was pretty absurd. And I'll even go back to the prelims with Dom Cruz and Casey Kenny. I didn't think it was that close. It was close, but I didn't think it was that close of a fight to where it could be a split decision.
What was the scorecard on that one? Was it actually a split? Because the volume was off when we were watching it where I was.
Yeah, it was a split. They gave one judge gave the fight to Kenny, and then the other two. It was 29-28 Kenny, 29-28 Cruz, and then the other judge gave it to Cruz. It was 30-27.
That's crazy. I mean, I think you split this. I don't see how Kenny won that fight. Like it was close, but
right.
But like Dom, I think pretty clearly won at least like 2 of those rounds.
Yeah, for sure, clearly.
How about him calling out Hans Molenkamp, dude?
Oh, dude, that was wild. That was insane.
That was a wild card. I had no idea that was coming.
So Pat, for Hans Molenkamp is like the Monster Energy, like poster child. Let's say poster child. He's like the
like a brand ambassador.
Yeah, he's like an executive that goes to like the gyms and like signs the contracts with the fighters that you're going to be a sponsor, you're going to be sponsorship by Monster, and he like trains with them, thinks they're like their best friends, and like Dominick Cruz fucking like called his ass out and was like, stop hitting us up to comment on your Instagram pictures and like our pictures. Don't just because you take a picture with Conor McGregor doesn't mean you're a friend and shit like that. It was hysterical.
That's fun.
Joe Rogan was like, oh yeah, we're not getting into politics here. Dominick Cruz like, this isn't politics. This is a charity fight. I won. It was fucking hysterical.
So he's just pretty much a brand ambassador. That's it. Like a fighter, the guy.
He says he's a pro fighter, but he really there's no fights. Like there's no YouTube fights with him. Like
I've seen him in like a caged Muay Thai fight. Like that's his experience. Like, and he's like 48. The only thing I really knew him from is the Monster Energy shit, and like he kicks food out of people's hands on Instagram. That's what he does.
Yeah, he'll like. It's pretty funny videos too. Like he'll be walking out of a store and just come out of nowhere and just like wheel kick a fucking like chicken and broccoli out of somebody's hand.
But you can tell everybody hates him too. They're just like putting up with him. It's hilarious.
For sure. They're like, all right, you saw my checks. All right, I just got to deal with you.
Yeah, I mean that's the most Dom thing ever though. Just call a guy out who's 100 pounds bigger than you. He's like, I just want to beat his ass.
Yeah, it was great too. He's got 100 pounds on me. Let's see if he can actually fight. He's got 3 pro fights.
That would be hilarious if they actually fought. Who knows nowadays? Like with everything going on, you have Ben Askren fighting Jake Paul. Who the hell knows? That could probably get done.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm hyped. I might be going.
Oh, really? That's it.
I would.
I would go to that.
I mean, how much do you think the tickets would probably be? Like $10?
Probably. I mean, they're probably doing that because like what? Like probably like 30% capacity type thing.
Yeah, probably some shit like that.
Who's gonna buy tickets to that? I really want to know though. Like,
I would. I'm a Ben Askren dick rider, so I would.
If I lived in that area, yes. But like,
that's true.
Yeah, if you're gonna sell 30,000 tickets for that fight, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty steep. Even the pay-per-views, like no one's buying that pay-per-view because one, Ben Askren's not a boxer, and who wants to see that? And 2, Jake Paul's Jake Paul.
Nick, I hate to break it to you, but I am probably gonna buy that pay-per-view.
I'm buying it for sure.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Ben Askren, bro?
I got it. It's gonna be a horrible fight too. That's the best part of it. Like he's just gonna grab him.
Training videos?
Yeah, I've seen him like hitting the bag,
Dude, I got
at close range.
No head movement, but I'll tell you what though, he's right about his prediction on the fight. He's gonna gas him out.
What, 7th round? You said something like
Seventh
that.
round, he's gonna gas Jake Paul out after the 3rd round, and he's just gonna fucking jab and a 2 all fucking time.
Yeah, I could see that happening. It's kind of like he's probably just gonna like rest on him and like literally wrestle him until the ref pulls
breaks him up. Yeah, I could see that. Quench the whole time.
Yeah, most likely. That's most likely
Also,
what's gonna happen.
back to the Izzy Jan fight, talking about Izzy saying that he has like this best takedown fucking defense. Takedown sucked. The takedown defense sucked.
I was really surprised that he got taken down that easily.
I'm trying to think of the fight that he was in where somebody tried to take him down. I don't know if it was the Gastelum fight. Yeah, I think it was Gastelum. He had him up against the cage and tried taking him down. He had a good defense for it. But
yeah,
I guess you could blame the size, but also like, I don't know.
It might have been because he was really small, like in there. Like if you like look at them compared to each other, they were very small. Like he had the height on him, but like Jan was just so much like thicker than he was.
Yeah, he had the power to support his punches and the takedowns and to even like just lay on top of them.
Yeah, but if you like watch the when Izzy fought like Marvin Vettori, I think it was like his 2nd fight in the UFC. He actually got like taken down a few times, and he was controlled for like a round or 2. So
that was like his closest fight. But I mean, obviously, he lost to Jan, but before that,
no, because I guess it's really just like the sizing, because Vittori's like another guy who's like pretty big for middleweight, especially. Like he's a pretty big dude. So like every other fight though, like the Brunson fight, he did nothing to him, gassed him. It has to be just the size. I think it was a mistake for him to go up so soon and not put on any weight, you know?
That's true. I thought he went up way too soon, I think, to go chase that other title.
Because it kind of like eliminates the John Jones fight. Like that's not going to happen anymore. There's no interest. Like I don't want to see that anymore.
No, because you know how it's going to go.
Yeah. Like he'd have to put on like 20 pounds of muscle to even like compete with John Jones. Like strength wise, there's no chance.
Yeah. And I had always thought that would be a great fight. Like it'd be a good strike battle, but now John Jones, he's all he has to do is just wrestle him. Essentially.
That's probably what he was gonna do anyway, but it's like that there's really like no, it's not competitive, you know. If you can't beat Jan, there's no way you can beat John Jones. That's the thing.
But also the fact we haven't seen Jan versus John Jones, so who's to say Jan can't beat John Jones?
That I would love to see that fight. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think John's probably gonna retire at heavyweight because he's put on so much weight.
Yeah. Have you seen his fucking videos?
Dude, it looks like when he was suspended and he started powerlifting in like 2017. He was taking all the juice.
He's got to be on something, right?
Maybe. Listen, he has the pictograms excuse, so he always pops. So he's fine.
When that unfolded, that was just wild. That pictogram shit.
That was crazy. What was that? That was UFC 200, right?
Whenever he returned against Gus.
Yes,
after the whole suspension, when he got like reinstated and whatnot. It was like 2018 or 17.
Yeah, because the year after that, that's when he fought DC, right?
No, this was
17. He fought DC.
This was his first fight back since DC. So I think it was 2019 or 2018.
Yeah, I think it was end of 2018. Yeah, because that was the Nunes Cyborg card too.
Right. After that, he fought Smith, Santos, Reyes, COVID.
That's like that's his last run at light heavyweight. It was really lackluster with those opponents, honestly, though.
To be like, I really was impressed with Jones in those 3 or 4. I say the 3 fights. He beat up Smith pretty good. But, the Reyes Santos fight, I wasn't really impressed with him. But then again, I have to think he probably was not intrigued into fighting any of them.
Yeah.
Because of their name, like you don't know who Dominick Reyes is, and if you don't know Thiago Santos, you know if you're a casual fan, you're like, oh, who the hell is John Jones fighting? He's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah. No, but it's true though. Like Anthony Smith was like a recycled middleweight, you know? Like, I like Anthony Smith. I'm a fan of his. And he's a dope fighter to watch, but they're just like these guys go in there with him, and he's just like playing with them. They're not competition to a guy like him. He's
Yeah,
literally the greatest
sure.
ever, like, solidified. Like, and he's fighting guys who can't even compete at a lower weight class.
Yeah, no, you're right. Then, yeah, that's actually facts. Think about it, and and you saying that probably shows what he could do to Izzy essentially.
You know, the thing with Izzy is like he came in at 200 pounds. He said he was going to come at like 195 or something, and
Yeah,
he could probably more realistically make welterweight than he can light heavyweight.
he probably could because he probably doesn't cut any weight going down to or even at 185.
He probably put on like a tiny bit, just like
pounds.
Yeah, he probably just
Dude.
What?
Kamaru Usman versus fucking Izzy, bro. They won't do it because the Nigerian blood.
That would be interesting though, because Usman's like a really like he's like a really strong wrestler, man. So who knows? I don't know that I wouldn't give him the advantage if they fought.
That's true. Usman would probably beat him up pretty good.
If he gets him down, for sure.
Because even if you do that fight at 185, I think the same result, if not worse, for Izzy.
Yeah, get him a little bigger. The thing, how big is Usman?
Like, statue-wise, like his height? Or like thick? Like, I'd say he's probably like 6 foot flat, maybe, even 5'11".
He's not like, he's probably walking around the same that Izzy is, you know? He's probably at like 190,
sure.
like 200.
He's probably I was thinking 210 maybe. He's a thick dude.
Yeah, I have no idea how these guys cut 40 pounds, go down to a weight class. That's crazy.
Did you guys listen to Max Holloway's Joe Rogan?
Not all of it.
He said he walked around before, I forgot which fight it was. I think it was a Khabib fight. He walked around at like 180 and he had to make 155 in 6 days. And he got down to 157.
Oh, wait, he was really at 157, he said?
Yeah, so what happened was, because you guys remember, I remember Pat, we were in college at the time. He was supposed to fight Khabib on 6 days' notice, and he walked around at 176, 180 something, cut down to 157. The Commission of New York State, who did not want MMA to be even a thing in the state, was saying, they looked at him, and he saw how weak he was because he cut all that weight. It's like, you're not going to make the weight. You're not going to cut the 2 pounds. You're done. And they shut him down from cutting the rest of the weight.
I thought he was a lot higher over than that.
He said he was like 4 hours away from like weigh-ins or something like that. They wouldn't let him weigh in.
That's nuts. I thought he was at like 160 something when they took him.
He was like, if I'm getting the number right, but he was low to where he could have made those. He could have cut those 5 pounds, maybe those 4 pounds, and to make the weight, or even give him that extra hour.
Dude, that's crazy. Because 2 pounds. Listen, even if it's 2 pounds, like if he comes in overweight for that fight, like I wouldn't care if he's not eligible to win the title. I still have the poster of him on my wall. I didn't even get to see him fight. I have to tape like a picture of Ali Quinta on his face to like correct it.
Raging out.
The real estate guy.
Yeah. Big real estate guy.
Yeah. Al's more of a real estate agent than he is a fighter nowadays, dude.
Yeah, I don't know the last time he fought. I think Khabib retired him.
Now he fought Cowboy. He got fucked up.
That's right. And then he... No.
Yeah.
Hooker. He got fucked up by Hooker.
Yeah. Hooker was... That was the card that Izzy won the title on, I think, in Australia.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I hope.
So what do you think next for Izzy?
Probably. I don't see him fighting the winner of Whitaker and Costa, just because he's already beaten both. But
beat them decisively too.
I think. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on like which direction the UFC wants to go. But I would want to see him fight the winner of Vettori Till.
Yeah, but can you give Till a shot after losing?
Yeah, the UFC would. He's a big star. You know, they don't give a fuck. They don't care anymore, dude. Like, Yoel Romero got a title fight off of 3 straight losses. So.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I don't. If Costa wins, then yes. If Whitaker wins, I think you have to do the rematch, even though there's no interest in it. You know.
That's true. And Whitaker's been a fucking beater, a world beater these past couple fights besides the Izzy fight.
He beat Till, dude. And Jared Cannonier. I forgot he beat Jared Cannonier.
Yeah, that's right. Broke his like fucking forearm.
Yeah, I think you have to give him the title fight. I don't know, like he's earned it, but nobody wants to see it again. You know, like I'd watch it again, yes, but like that's not gonna main event a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Do you think?
And what do you think? What's that?
Do you think that Izzy's stock took a big hit from this fight? Like among casual fans, at least, probably. Yeah,
what do you think? Yeah, how come?
A little bit. Well, first off, I like him, big Naruto guy, so I respect him a little bit. But
Hell yeah.
Other than no, because like a casual, I didn't even know who the other guy was. So it's like you lose to a no name after you're talking all like you've been talking all that shit. Just looks bad.
No, you're right. You actually make it like perfect sense.
That's what I was thinking, because I actually talked to my cousin who casually watches it. He knows who Izzy is, has watched like maybe one of his fights, and he was saying the same thing. I asked him like he's like, isn't Izzy supposed to watch this guy? Like I assumed like people really thought that Izzy was just supposed to knock him out in the first round, and now he looks like a chump to them.
Yeah, you're right. But like, and that's the thing. He really should have watched Jan. I'm sorry. I think if you
with his because he's kind of like one of like that Conor McGregor type of star, you know,
right.
In the making. That's how they were like marketing him. So they made him look like a world beater like that, you know. So in sense, like for his value to go up, even if he won that fight, even if he got the decision, I think his stock still would have gone down.
Really?
Because I mean, it was a real close fight, and I mean. Pat, you said it yourself, right? I mean, you thought he was going to knock him out.
Yeah.
So, Pat, if he won the decision, right, would his stock still have gone down, like QB just said?
No, a win's a win.
That's true.
A win's a win. But you can't, like, because the way they're marketing him, you can't lose that guy. Just can't. Even if he did go up a weight class, right, for the fight?
Yeah.
I get that, but still, even when I was watching the fight, I was just like, it was kind of boring, and I was just like, all right, this is the Izzy, this is the hype. I was like, eh.
That's facts, actually. I would say, after hearing your takes, I would probably say, yeah, his stock went down a tad. Nothing crazy to where he could probably build it back up, but
definitely,
it went down to where you could be like, if he were to make another attempt, you could be like, question it if it's like legit or not. It'll actually be good.
The problem is it's not like another like double champ like situation. You have to jump 20 pounds, you know. It's not like what just happened? Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear
you. Your video just broke a little bit.
Yeah,
back.
Am I?
Oh.
Pat, you still here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can see you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
You had like the screen face going on.
My Wi-Fi shut off and then came back on. All right. So where were we?
We're battling technical difficulties tonight. I love it.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta roll with the punches, baby. I'm with it.
Yeah. I might disappear. I might still be here in 10 minutes. Who knows? I have that basement quality Wi-Fi. So we'll see what happens.
Same thing.
Yeah. They're just gonna see 3 frozen faces that when you put this up.
It's like drawn out audio, just choppy.
It's fine. I've put up worse. So, what were we just talking about? Because this whole internet thing just distracted me.
We were talking about the Izzy stock, but let's change it a little bit. Where does Jan go from here? And
he said Glover. He said, I think that's the fight to make.
But did you hear what he said today?
He's 6 months off, right?
Yeah, he's 6 months off. I'm like, for what? You didn't get a cut in the fight. I mean, what do you need 6 months off for? I get you fought in
mean,
September. You're right. You probably took like a month off and then back into training camp for this one. But you didn't get a cut.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the guy's 38, dude.
That's true too.
Yeah, you know.
But it's also like, don't fight then.
Yo, you gotta keep that champ like fucking Bisping. He kept that thing on ice for a year, dude.
That's true.
You gotta hold on to it because the second he loses that,
more than a year.
Yeah, the second he loses that, money's gone. You know.
Well, that's true because Bisping fucking lost the belt and 3 weeks later fought in China against Gastelum and still got that championship money.
Yeah, stupidest thing. Well, I mean, he got the money, but that was such a bad decision.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
choked out by George St. Pierre. Let me just go fly over to China and get fucking KO'd by Calvin Gastelum.
Yeah, basically got knocked out too because he fucking dropped him with the left hook and then he elbowed the hell out of him and then he choked him out.
Then he goes, I can't see out of my other eye. You couldn't see out of the other one. Why would you fucking fight?
This guy's crazy.
Toe to the eye. You lost the eye. You have a glass fucking eye, dude. I mean, I give him props for fighting, but like, goddamn.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a crazy dude, Bisping. But
it took you to retire because your other eye was going.
You know what it is? Jan needs the magic and the rope to recharge for the next fight.
Dude, Pat, did you follow this?
What?
The magic and the rope thing?
No.
That Jan wears? Pat, POB, do you know about it?
Yeah.
Explain it, because I'm still kind of lost on it.
So, when I think it was 2017, I think he was like 2-4 in his first 6 fights in the UFC. And then he found a guy hanging dead in the woods in Poland. And when he called the cops, he asked the cops, he's like, can I keep rope? And he fucking kept the rope. And before all his last 10 fights, he's touched the rope. And now he's 9-1 in his last 10 fights and a champion. So,
dude, that's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, I was telling my friends, yo, if Logan Paul kept that rope from Japan, Floyd's in trouble. He's in trouble, dude. He's gonna shock the world. I'm putting all my money on Logan if he has that rope.
Imagine Logan has both ropes, the one from the Japan and that one. He's unstoppable, man.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather better be 50-1.
Yeah, he'll go God mode on him right there. Dude,
you know,
he has the rope. Like Jan has the rope as like a bracelet, dude.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like you know, like those lion bracelets that they clip into each other, like the mouth and the mouth. He has that like wrapped into it. It was like a pretty solid rope too. He has the rest of his.
Well, it's got to hold someone up, you know. Like fucking.
Dude.
Dude, that's fucked though. That is so fucked. Being like, Poland, I'm the dead guy on this rope, and I still have it. Like, as me, I'd be like, I want to get as far away from that thing as possible.
Well, you'd think you're a normal person, but these Eastern European guys are a different mentality, dude.
Someone that killed themselves, let me just use it as good luck, the rope that they killed. They used to kill themselves.
It works. I mean, you can't blame them.
No. And, dude, Jan's got a good story after that. He was 2-4 cut at the age of like 32, and then, or he's 38 in 2017, so probably he was 35 at the time.
Yeah.
Probably going to go nowhere. Now it's the light heavyweight champ.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't all the rope. He did go back to his old coach, but I like to think the rope had something to do with it. I'm a big believer in the rope. What was that?
I have a question for you. So you said he's 38, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wouldn't him as a fighter, time's against you at that point? Wouldn't you want to try to get your money and take as many fights as you can now?
Yeah, but also, you know, you got to rest up. But light heavyweight and heavyweight, it's like, especially against someone like Glover, who's not like Izzy, who's not fast. Like he can play the game with him, and that's a great matchup for him. And in 6 months, Glover's 42 or something like that. I think he's 40 or 41 maybe. So it really, he's the younger guy in that equation, so it works out for him. And everybody in that division, for the most part, at the top, like who's on the cusp of fighting, is like in their mid to late 30s, except for like maybe 2 guys. So
that's true.
Excuse me. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter to him, you know. Like I think it's a good idea. Take your time, let them wait it out. You're the champ. Call the shots.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think 6 months. It's just too short. I think if you want to leave your legacy and you're 38, why wait till what 6 months from now is September? You're probably gonna fight in December. Like I could see a main event in the December card, or even November.
Yeah, but think of it like he waits, gets on a big card. Say he gets on like end of the year Conor McGregor card or something like that. He gets pay-per-view points from something like that. He's probably waiting his time, recover a little bit. Because he probably's got injuries from like training camp and whatnot.
That's true.
A meathead like that's like slamming his body to death during training camp.
That is true. Eating all the fucking Polish steaks.
Yeah.
Polish power.
I like the guy. I'm happy he won. I was rooting for Izzy because I am an Izzy fan, but how could you not like Jan? These guy's fucking crazy, dude.
And honestly, I was watching old Jan fights and past Izzy fights, and I was like, oh, Jan's gonna fucking beat up Izzy. I said that from like a couple weeks ago. I think I told Pat that. Yeah.
I was
like, Jan's fucking beating him. I thought he was gonna knock him out. I'm not gonna lie, but I knew Jan was gonna beat him. Everybody thought it was fucking crazy. I told Scott, shout out to Scott Curtin, I told you to bet on Jan, and you didn't, so you lost out on a lot of money.
Oof.
But
was he plus 200 in that fight?
Yeah.
Damn. I heard a lot of people saying Jan was gonna win. Like I was going back and forth on it. I was like 50-50, but I thought the way he ended up winning with like the takedowns was how he was gonna win. I didn't see him knocking out Izzy. Izzy's just, even with the smaller cage, unless it was like ground and pound, I don't think he would, like, you saw it. He only caught him like maybe clean 3 or 4 times.
For sure. Yeah, he didn't do much damage to Izzy besides just fucking sit on him.
Yeah, I mean, he did what he had to do.
Izzy was falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie. Izzy was on the ground and he was falling asleep.
Yeah, like I was a little disappointed.
Like, all right, if you're not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna chill. That's what I do jiu-jitsu too. If there's bigger guys on me, I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna lay here until you try to do something.
Yeah, but you're not fighting for a championship, bro. You got to get out of there. He's got to get out of there.
That's true. But why do that when you have a title at home sitting on your fucking dresser?
That's true.
When you go defend it in a couple months.
I mean, it was even if he lost, which he did, it's not the end of the world. Like you said, he has a title. No. He still gets champ money,
Exactly. Speaking of champions, double champion, let's talk about Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. If you want to call it a fight or a massacre or a
slaughter,
I guess a blink.
Yes.
Yeah, I could have filled the cup up faster than that fight. That was I don't know what to say about that.
That fight went exactly how I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Nunes. Pat, did you watch the fight? Oh, Pat disappeared. He's like a ghost.
We're taking turns freezing here. But yeah, she I felt so bad for Megan Anderson. Like, you could tell after she got hit once.
Hello?
There he is. Back at it.
I'm back.
Nick, I
there
think you froze too.
No.
It's his rotating door. No,
Pat,
but
did you
she
see
got
the Nunes Megan fight?
Oh yeah, that like 1 minute.
Yeah, it's fucking freeze.
So she's the GOAT, right? She's got to be the GOAT, right?
Not even close to any. No, there's nobody close. She's beat every other woman.
Yes. Yeah, she's got to be the GOAT, right?
I mean, the only fight really left for her is like Kayla Harrison, but she's in PFL, I think, till the end of the year. Yeah.
So Pat, Kayla Harrison is she fights at 155, not even 145. They don't even have a division in the UFC, and she's a fucking world beater. But she's still new to MMA. She's only like 8-0, but she's pretty much like someone that could give a good fight to Nunes, so we think. And she's in the professional fighting league. She's up at the end of the year and could come to the UFC. But I don't know if that fight's gonna happen.
I think it will, because I think Nunes fights maybe Pena, like in the summer, and then maybe beginning of next year. They'll fight.
I'm so I was saying this. I was like, I don't want to see Nunes fight anymore.
I mean, if you're her, why not? Though?
Fun to watch. Oh yeah,
If you're her,
I
why
mean, if
not?
you're her, it's
Yeah.
easy payday. I'm just gonna go walk in there, poke somebody, and just fucking make a payday.
She's
Are you kidding me?
literally
She's probably
eating
making
these girls alive.
She's probably making $1.5 million just to fucking cut weight, even cut weight, and just choke somebody out for 5 seconds. Like, it's fun for her, but it's not fun for me to pay $70 and watch somebody do that.
Yeah, it sucks because I'm a big Amanda Nunes fan. She's actually like one of my favorite fighters to watch when there's a competitive fight. But
her only competitive fight was Durandamy recently, if you want to call it competitive.
Before that, Shevchenko.
Yeah, and even they fought twice already. And I don't want to see that a third time because you could say the second one you don't know who it gave it to. Like that was a split decision. You went right with that.
Yeah.
Shevchenko is just compromising and slow.
Yeah, Shevchenko was just like she's just too small to beat her, you know? Like she can outpoint her probably, like if she fights like a perfect fight. But Nunes is they've on the same skill level, but Nunes is just bigger, you know? She has more power. And that's just the advantage she's got there.
Now, this is what I thought of, and this might be a terrible idea, but if Nunes wants to be even more of a GOAT, go down to 125.
I thought you were gonna say start fighting men.
That too. Fight who called her out? Henry Cejudo?
Yeah, honestly, I could see her beating a low level like mid tier 135 or 125 or maybe.
You think CM Punk can give her a good fight, or you think she'll stop CM Punk?
I don't think CM Punk could beat. I don't think he could probably beat like Karate Hottie. Like probably not.
Dude. Or even like fucking who else is fucking terrible?
I don't think he could beat anybody on the UFC roster, male or female. I think I'll put it that way. I think that anybody on the roster would beat the shit out of CM Punk.
Yeah, that's true. Gosh.
Did he only have 2 fights, CM Punk?
Yeah.
And then the first one he got smoked, right? And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be better." And then he got smoked again, right?
What was so funny about that?
He got tickled in that second fight.
He did
was tickling him and then licked his ear.
I forgot about that.
Dude, I think it was like UFC like 13.
It was 226,
like
I think. I think it was in Chicago.
Yeah, it was
no, not
Whitaker,
225.
Romero,
225.
Yeah, Whitaker Romero, first or second fight.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the main card too. He was on the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was pissed that Dana put him on the main card. The guy got tickled for 15 minutes. And the guy who fought got cut. CM Punk never got cut.
Mike Jackson. That guy. I hated that guy.
Photographer.
Yeah.
He has a fight coming up too.
In the UFC, right? They signed him back?
Yeah, signed him back.
Why?
They probably has a contract.
That guy, dude, I hate that guy. He should have just beaten the hell out of him. Like, you can't stop CM Punk. Come on. Like he was doing like Sugar Ray Leonard like bolo punches to him and stuff. Like, come on. That was just like sad to watch. He's a bully. I don't like that guy. He's just a bully.
Yeah, and poor CM Punk was really taking it seriously, so he was just like, all right, yeah, I got a duck out of this shot, and we just kept getting hit. It's just bad.
Dude, I feel so bad for CM Punk. He was out of his element, man. Especially in the Mickey Gall fight. Like, he just ran into him and just got basically speared.
Oh, yeah. He got speared and then choked within, like, a blink of an eye.
Hey, man, throw him against Nunes. See what happens. I'm down with it.
Make, like, make a championship, like, the best woman fighter versus the worst male fighter. Who would win?
I really think she would eat him alive.
Bro, I think she just stop fighting or go to boxing. Like, I don't want to see her fight anymore. I don't know why I have such a strong hate. I'm not a hatred, but just like I
completely understand.
Nick Collins, really, on Women's Day? Come on.
Yeah, man. On Women's Day,
I'm an asshole.
The GOAT, the greatest woman of all time, dude. I can't believe you. No, but I can see your point with her not wanting to watch anymore because it's like really there's no competitive fight for her. There just isn't.
I was saying this to Pat too in one of the episodes. Like she beat Ronda Rousey because we thought Ronda Rousey was like what Amanda Nunes is.
Yeah.
Thinking about it now, Ronda Rousey wasn't that good. Holly Holm isn't that good. That was a fluke. Misha Tate,
relatively,
she was a tournament fighter, so she was pretty aged when she lost the belt to Nunes. And then the randomie, I don't know, she's a little weird girl. And then every other fight is just like there's so many levels to it that are below Nunes, and that it doesn't make any fight that you put in front of her appealing unless you have somebody that's going to get one punch and it's going to be like. But even then, that person say knocks her out, is going to be like, oh, that was a fluke. It was a lucky punch. No one's going to beat her decisively. You know what I mean?
The thing with it is, I was thinking about this the other day actually when I was watching it. Like, think of it like she is like a modern day mixed martial artist. You know, she's like at the top of the game, like cutting edge. The rest of the women's division, for the most part, outside of like maybe like 6-7 fighters, are like where the men were in like 2005. Because they're still learning this. Like, women only were allowed to started fighting. When did Strikeforce start doing it? 2011.
2011. No, 2009.
Yeah, like that's like Gina Carano, and like the beginning of it, and they only got in the UFC at 2013. So you think about most women who are fighting right now probably didn't start training before Ronda Rousey started fighting.
Yeah, that's a true fair point.
You know, so it's really like if you want to start it from that point, it's like the game's only really 7 years old in the major leagues.
That's true. That's a very good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at because like even like Joanna is like, you know, especially when she was on her title run, she was a savage. But then she started running into girls who are more well-rounded, like Rose, who can strike, who can take you down and choke you out, not just like one-dimensional. So
and Rose got better over time because if you watch the Rose Paige Van Zandt fight, she didn't look all like she beat up Paige Van Zandt, but even then, Rose wasn't what Rose is today.
Yeah. She, you know what it is when she went bald? That's when she turned into a savage.
Very true. When she became fucking, what was that? One from Stranger Things? What's that character?
Yeah, 11, right?
11, yeah.
I never watched that show.
One. Wow, great show. Fire show.
I've heard it.
Suggest to listeners.
Yeah. But, the Amanda Nunes thing, I don't know. I don't know who she fights next. Who even makes sense?
I could see Pena.
You're going to have to hit that chick over the head with a sledgehammer to even, like, beat her. Like, you're going to have to go, like, Triple H on her, dude.
You might have to do a tag team.
Yeah. No, honestly, I'd watch that.
I'd watch tag team. Amanda Nunes versus, like, what? Chris Cyborg and fucking throw Holly Holm in there, bro. She beat Holly Holm. She beat Chris Cyborg with a kick and the feet. So she could do it twice at the same time.
Yeah, why not? Same time. Just one of them gets tired, just tag out, the other one hops in.
Yeah. Would you make it a handicap or a tag? Like, you tag each other in.
I don't think you could do like
you
tornado
got this
tag.
round, then a second, tornado tag.
Yeah, you can't do tornado tag. But I think, get one in, one out every round, see if she can beat them both. Why not?
Why not, bro? Then she's really the GOAT then.
If she can if she beats a man or she beats two women at once, then you can't say anything. That's the real question.
Would the UFC ever do it intergender?
No, too much liability.
All right.
I mean, dude, what is it going to look like? What's it going to look like if somebody just whacks if you get like some guy you signed off the street and he knocks out Amanda Nunes and they're just like, like who's buying the women's fights after that?
I mean, they do have Greg, though, so. They already have Greg Hardy on the roster, so.
And whoever Tim Elliott was fucking talking shit to.
Yeah, Espinoza.
That was scary. He was beating the hell out of him.
Back in 2018, beat a woman, fucking elbow, rubbing his nose. The best was Joe Rogan's reaction. Whoa!
I wish I was still at work when that prelim was on. I wish I was watching that.
Dude, the audio was just great. They just cut it out after a little bit too, because I want to know what he said. Other than that,
he's probably saying some dark shit. Tim Elliott's a crazy dude. He freaks me out. He's got some demons. That guy.
Dude, there's some crazy stories about that dude, that he did some fucked up shit.
I could tell
Like,
just by looking at his
he
face.
chased the bus or something like that, I think a couple years ago. Because, like, he like, forgot his wallet, so the bus driver wouldn't stop, so he chased it for, like, 15 miles or some shit.
What, like running or in his car?
No, like, running.
How do you keep up with it? That's pretty dope. Like, he kept up with the bus that long?
I don't think he kept up. I thought he was, like, pretty much lost, but was, like, watching the direction.
Did he just, like, get a map of the bus route and just start following it wherever it goes?
Probably knew where the bus was going. Like, give him a wallet, probably the bus driver. All right, let's get to it. We're digressing. Every time I fucking talk to you, Pat, we just digress into fucking imaginary UFC world.
I tend to do that from time to time.
Yeah. My favorite fight next to Dominick Cruz, because I'm a Dominick Cruz dick rider, is Aljo versus Piotr Jan. What the fuck kind of fight was that? That was a good fight.
Heartbreaking.
Up until the ending.
That was heartbreaking, man. Watching Aljo was going through it.
Let's start with the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Aljo came out fucking guns a-blazing, fucking ready to put fucking beat down on Jan, and then knocked him down. And you just saw the slow deterioration of Aljo starting. That Jan was pretty much watching that fight was so close to how he won the title against Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like Aldo was controlling the pace of the fight, beating Jan up pretty good. And then towards like the middle of the second, beginning of the third is when the tide started to change in that fourth round. It just became Jan's fucking playground. And that's what was happening in that fight, essentially. I don't know what you scored it up until that point, but I had Jan 2-3 winning rounds 2, 3, 4, and then Aljo first round.
The only thing with the first round is Aljo did get knocked down, so he was winning every other part of that round until he got knocked down. But after that, like I was very surprised when they did the scorecards.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised they should too.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, actually, I guess they gave him the first round, but I'm surprised they gave him even a round in that, because after he got knocked down, he just kind of looked like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, he did.
I think it looked like he was kind of just had just nervous energy. Like they said it on the commentary, but he just didn't look like himself. Like he fights at a fast pace, but he was going crazy. Like every like other move was a spinning elbow that he just got caught into a body lock.
Yeah. What'd you think about it, Pat?
No, I was gonna say that he was all over the place. He was jumping around, shit like that. But I watched the fight and I thought Jan, like whatever, what's his name, Peter Jan, right? Petre Jan. I thought he was winning it solidly, but I looked at the strikes on the UFC website and they're saying Sterling was outstriking him, which I didn't really agree with that.
I saw that too while I was watching the fight. Like I watched the app and it goes up and I was like, no way Sterling's outstriking him.
Well, it was kind of like how it was like with the Izzy fight, how Jan was outstriking him, but to me it's like in the first 3 rounds at least, it was like Izzy was landing cleaner punches. Like the output that Aljo was putting on, yeah, he was outstriking him, but it wasn't nearly as effective, you know?
Yeah, because like, and Jan, he does a good thing. He always has his hands up, and like he blocks a lot of those punches that are thrown at him, and that's probably why they were like he's outstriking, because Jan just kind of sits there and he's comfortable with just getting, like, he could take a hit and he'll just sit there, arms and hands up, ready to go.
I don't think he got hurt once, like, you know, that entire fight.
Yeah, he did. The
knee
that he hit him twice. He hit him twice with it, and Jan did not like it. And then, what I wanted Aljo to do a lot more in the fight was go to the body, because he went to the body hard and hit him in the liver. And like you saw Jan like put his hands down a little bit, and I was like, all right, let's go. Aljo's got to keep it up.
Yeah, you know what kind of reminds me of, like when you were just saying that, is you remember the Dustin Poirier Max Holloway fight?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where he's putting out, like, Max is putting out a lot more volume, but it's just the shots that Dustin was hitting with were just like so hard. Much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just sad to see Aljo, like, just, you know, you could tell he was fading, and then once he got hit by that knee, that was
Well, before that, I was shaking my head watching the fight because he looked lazy. He looked bad in that fourth round.
He was dead tired, dude.
Dude, he was just like taking those takedowns or attempting a takedown, and was just like going limp. He wasn't even trying. And then he was getting embarrassed when he was getting backwards tripped. He was doing some like WWE moves.
Yeah.
I think DC was even saying that he got chokeslammed at one point.
He really did. Dude, it was crazy. Like I don't know what he was doing. He had to be like, just so nervous going in there because it's like you're down, like you're having a horrible performance in the biggest fight of your life. But when Jan got DQ'd, we still celebrated. We're like, we got the title on the line, baby. I was hyped. When they called it a DQ, everybody we were watching, we're like, oh shit. It was great.
So that brings me to
Not
the
the way you want to win it, but whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you happy that he won it like that?
Not that he won it like that, I mean, he deserves to be champion just based off the resume he has. Like, and listen,
sure.
He fought his heart out. No matter, he didn't fight a good fight, but he fought his heart out. He didn't give up. It's not his fault. He got kneed in the face while he was on the ground.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, Pat, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Pat was talking about it before he hopped on. Pat had some good things to say, like his corner and like how intentional it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. That was bad because the corner, someone in the corner was telling him to do it, and then the other one was like, no. And then as soon as he waited a couple seconds, and then he did it, and then one of the guys was just like, oh no, we just lost. That was DQ.
Yeah, if you look at the
I was surprised they showed that too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. What were you saying?
The broadcast. I'm surprised they showed that at the end of the broadcast because, like Pat said, one of them was like yes, and the other one was like no.
Yeah. Well, did you guys see that DC was saying that Khabib came over to them and told them what they were saying? Like, in Russian, he told them to kick him in the face while he was on the ground.
Yo.
Dude, those Russians really got mercy, bro.
That he thought about doing that. And, like, it took him a while to even do it. Like, he was like, I could really kick him right now. Like, what?
Do you believe his excuse? You guys believe his excuse that he was like, I was only worried about the hands because I have heard that like a couple people say like they really just in the back when they tell you the rules, they really just focus on like the hand placement on the ground, and he wasn't paying attention to the one knee. But like if you're a UFC champion, you don't know the fucking rules by now. Like you made it that far.
Aljo put out a thing like a 26-minute video today, and he was describing that he was like, you're a UFC champion, you are like a 12-0 run as a champ, and you don't know what the rules are. He was like, you don't know you can't knee a down opponent.
Well, what do you guys?
What's that?
No, what were you saying?
Go. No,
what do you guys?
I was just gonna piggyback on that.
Oh, what do you guys think about him actually winning the title off that knee though?
I mean, I'm with Rogan because Rogan was saying like you can't, like, how bizarre is it you can win a title like that?
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, by the rule set, but like, I mean, Pat, like you say, like you're more of a casual like fan. What do you think coming into it? You see this guy get his fucking ass whooped for 4 rounds, and then he walks away with the belt.
It should be a no contest, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's disqualification, but it's like maybe strip Jan of the title, but I don't know, like you should be able to win the title off that,
Or give him a rematch, set rematch.
Yeah.
And I just don't like how Sterling, he kind of acted like he wasn't going to celebrate the belt, and then he was celebrating. It's like if you're not going to celebrate, don't.
Yeah, with that though, like I don't blame him because if you look at like I follow him on Instagram and stuff, and he was posting videos. It's like I think it was more like the people there like that were with him because all of his friends and family are there. Like he's pissed, like he threw the belt on the ground, like he didn't really want to win that way, And I mean, they're all there like, yo, man, you worked your ass off. You're the champion. It's not the way you want it to be, but he is the champion. He did nothing wrong. Why not enjoy it for the because. He probably I think he'll do better in the rematch, but who knows if he's going to win that rematch.
So this is where I disagree. I'm with Pat on this one. I disagree with how he celebrated. I think I get the whole people were there type of thing. I think you could still celebrate how he did. Just don't hold the belt on your shoulder. proudly, because to me, you were losing that fight, and who knows, maybe you could have came out with a flying knee and knocked out Jan, but
Yeah.
I think DC. This brings me back to DC when he lost the belt to John Jones at UFC 217, and then when John Jones for steroids and they awarded DC, I think it was like UFC Tonight when they were on Fox, and DC was pissed every time he was like mentioned as a light heavyweight champion. He was not like didn't want to go by that. And his fight against Ozdemir, he always had the belt on his waist side. He never held it on his shoulder because he didn't feel like he was the champion.
Yeah.
So Aldo kind of has to carry that, just like similarly to how DC did it, I think, because you're right, you're not the legitimate champion. DC got knocked out. He's not the legitimate champion. He got awarded the title. Aljo is the champion because of a DQ. You know, that's like you can even relate to the NFL where it's like the Patriots cheated the Spygate or Deflategate. I know Pat can disagree, but like you don't take away a championship. You know what I mean? Like you could say that the Patriots cheated, but you never took away the championship.
No, they didn't. But yeah,
they gave it to the whoever they lost that won that year too.
Hey man, I'm with Pat on this one here. Actually, you know, Deflategate's bullshit. That's all Billy Boy. Don't blame Tommy for that. You know, Bill's the mastermind behind all that shit. That guy's evil.
I'm liking what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, listen, man. But to that point, though, like I totally understand where you're coming from, and I can get how people feel like that. But it's like, what are you gonna do? You know, like one, you got to take the belt because and the rematch, you're gonna get the payday. You're the champion. But
and that's what he said. And I have to go watch that video, and because he explained what his thought process was, and he was like, Dana's either gonna, I'm never gonna get the shot again. I'm gonna have to go on a 6-fight winning streak to get a title fight. I'm not gonna get paid like how I am right now, and when am I like gonna be promoted like a champion ever again? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that's something to think about, because you do that move, you could be looked at as a bitch, but it's also a personal move for you. Otherwise, you stand back up and you get knocked out with 1 or 2 punches left.
Yeah, like there's no way he can continue that fight, though. I don't blame him.
Also, another thing, why is this left up into the fighter's hands?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Yeah, he couldn't even sit up.
DQ was a DQ.
Yeah. Like if you can't sit up, like what that guy's, you got to stop it right there.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, if the rule is set in place that you can't knee somebody because of the capacity of the hit and how it affects the person, why are you going to be like, can you continue? It's your choice. Do you just want to take the point away? No, you don't do that in front of them because they're probably going to take over. Look what happened to Anthony Smith versus John Jones when that happened. Anthony Smith could be a champion right now, or could have been a champion.
He could have.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think you shouldn't leave it in the hands of the fighter. And then also, why are we already talking about a rematch with Jan when that guy should be suspended? It's just, to me,
I don't think so.
To me, I think if you're going to break the rules, it's the same thing as taking a steroid and cheating. Like,
no, I saw like
not the same.
I saw like TJ say that, but like Dillashaw said that too when he tweeted it after the fight.
Did he?
But
I fucking hate that guy.
Dillashaw, he's kind of a dork now. After I was off the Dillashaw train after the EPO. Like he was my boy until then. But
I hated him.
Yeah, he started the whole Henry Cejudo mess, so that all that cringe is on him.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I really just I don't know. Like you can't really blame him, you know. It's
who, Jan?
Yeah, I mean you can blame him.
I can blame him. Watching
in
that
the
video
sense that
and him looking at his corner, asking him, I'm getting heated now. Asking his corner if he can knee him. If he can knee him, and he fucking does it.
No, not that was poor wording. Not that you can't blame him, but it's like you can't suspend him for being an idiot. You know, like he already.
You could suspend John Jones for fucking dick pills from a gas station.
Well, yeah, because it's a steroid. But here's the
thing. Blasting fucking prostitutes. What?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the first time he's ever done it. John is a repeat offender multiple times.
Fair.
And
you know, say the same thing about Dillashaw.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, he's a snake in the grass. I don't like Dillashaw.
Anything about JDS when he got popped for roids. You could say the same thing about I think who else just
Well,
got suspended?
it's not steroids, you know.
Nate Diaz.
He's an
Nate
idiot.
Diaz was taking a hit from a fucking joint before a fight. You're gonna suspend him for fucking years, but not this guy who fucking arms another fucking fighter in the cage? What?
To that point, listen, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
John right now.
You can make the case though that he already got the greatest punishment. He lost his belt.
Yeah, and his championship money and pay-per-view points.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
So I understand the whole drug thing is a whole different thing, but you already got the greatest loss, you know? Punishment. I mean, everyone wants to see a rematch. Just do the rematch, you know?
Yeah, like he lost like half his money, just from that one mistake in a fight he was dominating.
Right. He never got the win money.
No, he's never, and he doesn't have the pay-per-view points anymore. If he doesn't win the next fight, what do you think is going to happen to him too? He's going to go all the way down. If Aljo beats him in the rematch, he's going to have a long road back to the title.
Yeah, and he is. You're right. Fuck. Pat, you're fucking.
I don't blame him 100. I do blame him for throwing the fucking knee, but hey, my boy got a title from it, so God bless him. You know?
Long Island zone, baby.
Dude, those Russians are wild. You can't control them.
So, how do you think the rematch goes down?
You know, I was saying when this happened, like it was giving me real Creed 2 vibes. Right? When Drago's son knocks him out when he's on the knee and he gets DQ'd after he's beating his ass. I would like to say I am biased with Aljo, so because I am a fan of him. He's from Long Island. We got to be a little biased. But he always gets better. Like when he got knocked out by Morais, he came back and went on a killer run.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that he comes back, slows down, reassesses like how he can beat him. Because Jan seems like the type of guy that, that shtick of just standing there, closed guard. That's what he's going to do the entire time. Aljo always mixes it up. He's a game plan type of guy. He's not going there with one thing, destroy him. So hopefully he can get him down, choke him out. But it's like, I'm like 60-40. Jan will probably win that fight.
Yeah. I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's like Aljo's performance wasn't really inspiring hope for me, but I think he'll learn from it. I think it'll be a much more competitive fight. At the very least, it'll be competitive.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. Pat, how do you see it going down?
I don't really know both of them, so
you gotta go with the Long Island guy.
Yeah, go with the Long Island dude.
I'm going with the Sarah BBJ alumni.
Yeah, dude, for real.
You have to. I
saw Big John McCarthy's podcast with Josh Thompson, and he was talking about how this happened to Gegard Mousasi and Chris Weidman, and his corner Weidman to stay down. And Weidman's corner is the same corner that Aljamain Sterling has. And it was a similar situation, a little more sticky, but
still, Weidman lost.
That's got to tell you, they're like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, the thing with that situation is the knee, it was still an illegal knee, but all right, so to go back to this, I was going to say this before, but I forgot, is you can look at it in the way that, yeah, it's a sport and there's rules to it, but if this is like a real fight, you're training like martial arts, these guys are training to like kill people essentially, that's what martial arts is. It's like, just that's what it is. You know how to fight, you know how to beat the shit out of somebody. If you're fighting somebody with no rules, you're defending yourself by putting your knee on the ground in a no rule set fight, they're gonna kick you in the head. That's what's gonna happen. In Pride, you could kick someone in the head.
Yeah, you can soccer kick them.
So, I mean, I get doing that for the sport, but it is in the rules, but you're not defending yourself. Like, you open yourself up to that if you're just putting your hands on the ground, trying to not get knee off a technicality. Like, I mean, yeah, it's in the rules, but it's kind of cheap, because that's a bad technique. You're just leaving yourself open to get hit.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's weird.
It is weird. It's sticky. Yeah, we're running fucking late here. All right. We're going to go.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
No, we're not gonna go. We got more to talk about.
Oh, we're
I
moving
said we're
on.
gonna
Let's
write it.
go.
Unless you guys want to end, I'm cool with you guys if you want to end.
I'm up whenever you guys are good for. That's fine.
Pat, you still good to go? Let's do an end it.
Let's go.
All right,
Let's hit it. What do you got?
We got I got Santos versus Rake. Forgot, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Rakic, I think.
Rakic, yes, there you go. How boring was that fight?
I was very disappointed in that fight. I thought that was gonna be a banger.
Santos is not the same fighter that fought John Jones a year ago.
Joe was making a great point with the knees. You can kind of see it.
Yeah,
and
even he wasn't the same in the Glover fight either.
Yeah, but you can kind of chalk that up to ring rust, But this is like,
yeah.
I mean, you hear all the injuries he had. Like he tore like every ligament in his right knee, and his ACL and his left.
ECL, LCL, MCL, ACL, and his left knee. No, yeah, ACL on his one knee, and the other one he tore everything and broke his patella tendon and his bone.
Yeah.
And he fought John Jones for 5 rounds, and one judge said he won the fight.
Yeah, it was a good moment for him, but to what cost do you get a split decision loss to John Jones, costing you the rest of your career?
That's true. You get to say you almost beat John Jones for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but if you watch that fight back, I don't think it was that close. I think John kind of was just coasting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the same with the Dominick Reyes fight, though. If you watch that back, I don't think Dominick Reyes really. People thought he won that fight. I was it's kind of clear that John Jones was just just get away from me, you suck.
Yeah, John Jones kind of got to that level, essentially.
Because with all these, not to drive too far away from the fight, but John was just playing with these guys, and it's just weird seeing this division how it is right now, where it's all these guys just fighting for scraps, like Santos, he was, he was good, but was he ever really a top level guy?
I just think he was a top level guy because there was nobody in the division.
He did knock out Jan.
This 205 division, you have to remember, had Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, the who's who of the division, Rampage Jackson, Lito Machida, Ryan Bader. Not too long ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, these guys were living. And then all of a sudden, John Jones he beat everybody. And then John Jones, when he went away, the division became shit when DC became champion. And, you have nobody. You have Glover Teixeira, who's an aging gem. I guess you could call him a gem still. And Jan Blachowicz, who's 38 and just won a title because he couldn't win one at middleweight. No, sorry, he never went to middleweight. I apologize. But he was 2-4 in the UFC. Anthony Smith, middleweight trash.
So was Santos. Santos is a middleweight.
Yes, Santos was a middleweight. And you look down the line, I think the only person that you could say that has a question mark next to their name that it can be legit is the guy from Risen. What's his name? Jiri,
yeah. He looks legit. He just knocked
out Ozdemir. And even
Ozdemir doesn't get knocked out either. That's crazy. Yeah. That was a crazy fight.
That was a crazy fight. So I think the 205 division is just in limbo in general. Yeah. So maybe with Jan taking that 6-month break, maybe elevates other guys to, or even the UFC recruiting more 205ers. Because it looks Bellator is the top of 205.
Yeah, because they kind of have all the UFC scraps though. Besides Nemkov, he's a killer, that guy.
That's true.
But I would like to see Rakic fight Jiri. I can't pronounce his last name. We'll just call him Jiri. Provizaka or some shit like that. I can't understand these guys' names. The thing with the heavier weight classes is they don't really have the same technique or abilities the other guys do. It's really just they're athletes. Yeah. Even
already have success because it's just power. And then when it comes to the ground, that's when technique comes in.
Yeah. Even listen, I love my boy the Black Beast. But I mean, if you take him down 3 weight classes with that skill set, who is he gonna beat?
Dude, could you imagine him even cutting weight?
Yeah, but I mean, imagine a middleweight or even like a welterweight with that skill set of just I'll do a jumping switch kick like once every once in a while, and then I'll just throw my right hand. Like nobody would win a fight that way.
That's true.
It's the heavier weight class is all about power.
If you look at Rumble Johnson, pretty much you can make that same argument. He fought at 170 middleweight, and then light heavyweight is where he found his home.
Yeah, because that's where you got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just like I like watching like heavyweight and stuff, but once you get to the higher weight classes, outside of the top 10, it's kind of like just like a hockey fight, you know?
That's
it's like
true.
A bar fight. It really is. Because these guys are like Greg Hardy, just coming from like, you know, Greg Hardy didn't fail another sport. He just, you know, is a criminal, and then he ended up having to leave the NFL, and he just happened to be like, oh, I'll start fighting. You know, that's a lot of these guys. They're like former basketball players or like linemen that couldn't make it. They start when they're like 23, you know, after their amateur career is over. And a lot of these guys in the lower weight classes are doing like jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or boxing when they're really young and they have the technique down, you know, like, because fighting is really a small man's game when it comes to technique, you know, like even in boxing, like who a heavyweight besides like Tyson Fury, even Anthony Joshua doesn't have like phenomenal technique. It's really Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Like these guys get into it when they're like later in life because it's like, all right, I can't be a football player. Let me go do boxing. That's Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this guy doesn't have like any technique, but he just has this crazy power.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Especially Wilder, who just swings to the fences. Like that's the same thing to make Francis Ngannou, and that's why he's gonna lose to Stipe Miocic. Just saying, hot take. We'll talk about that later in the month. Just saying. But yeah, I agree with exactly what you just said. You went on a fucking tangent there. That was awesome.
Thank you.
People need to hear that. That shit's gotta blow up.
There's just like a lack of technique there, you know, and it's like not that it's not entertaining to watch like people get like flatlined like Curtis Blaydes just drop into the floor. Yo, did you guys see some guy found Curtis Blaydes' number and he FaceTimed him? He was like, yo, you got knocked the fuck. That was dirty. That I felt bad for him after that. I was like, oh my god, that's got to be so just like what that guy who did that is a dick. Like that guy is a dick. That's not cool.
That's fucked up. He's like, yo, you got knocked the fuck out. So,
dude, that's crazy.
Why did he answer the FaceTime?
He didn't know who he was from. He was concussed.
But unknown number. I'm not answering a phone call, let alone a FaceTime. I don't want to see the person's face.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't know what's on the other end of that line.
Exactly.
Be dick pic. You never know.
Yeah, no, that's live. That's a dick vid. That's live. It's swinging and everything when you pull it up.
It's like a eagle.
Dude, that's fucked up. Curtis Blaydes must have been like, fuck.
Yeah, but do that to Curtis Blaydes' face. He'll actually rip you in half. He'll like rip you in half. What do you think of Blaydes? What do you think he goes from there?
He'll fight Volkov. Maybe he fought Volkov. He would beat him.
I think Lewis probably fights Volkov, huh?
Again?
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to see that.
Volkov won every second of that fight until he got knocked out.
Yeah, and he got knocked out. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to go through 13 minutes or 14 minutes of that same exact transition. Sorry, I should really say 14 and 50 seconds of that fight of Volkov just piecing up fucking Derek Lewis. And then at the 10-second mark, Derek Lewis decides to fucking throw a punch and knock his ass out.
I think it might be different. Volkov got a lot bigger, though, you know?
He's got a little fucking tattoo of a fucking man on his back.
Yeah.
Freaking back tattoo.
He went a little more Russian on him. He went to Pyotr Yan on him, dude. He's going to kick him in the head while he's on the ground.
I don't see Volkov fighting Lewis.
If I was him, I wouldn't either. You get like PTSD in there.
I could see Blaydes fighting Rosenstrike and Volkov fighting Khan.
Yeah, I like that guy, Cyril Gane. I think he's got a...
He was getting shitted on because of his boring fight.
It wasn't that boring. He was just... like you're fighting a guy with tons of power. You just got to be technical. He was. When have you ever seen a heavyweight bouncing around like that, moving in and out like that? That was crazy footwork for a guy who's like 245.
That's true. Stipe.
Yeah, but Stipe's more of like a boxing style. He was doing like some fucking like karate shit, dude. He looked like a giant French wonder boy with with that movement, just going in and out.
That's true. You're right.
I mean, what were you gonna say?
Think? No, what do you think about it?
About which one?
About who they fight next? It's Blaydes.
Blaydes? I mean, you got to move him down a little bit. That heavyweight division, though, it's like anybody under like 6.
JDS.
Huh?
They just lost Overeem and JDS.
I mean, how much do they really have? Especially JDS. Overeem, I mean.
Overeem was on a 4-fight winning streak. Could have been a 5-fight winning streak because he was winning that fight against Rosenstrike. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
and
but
the fight shouldn't be called.
Yeah, but let him go. Let him go to Japan, get juiced again.
Juiced up, bro. He's
better.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Fucking 14 again, bro. He's better redevelop. My guy's better go backwards in time. He's better come out of here with fucking 12-pack of abs. Fucking man of steel style.
By the end of the year, he's gonna have a 12-pack. He's gonna be about 300 pounds. He's gonna be fighting Bob Sapp and Ryzen. that by the end of the year.
Doing a charity fight or something for fucking the pygmies in the Congo.
I mean, why not at this point? I mean, it sucks to see them go, but then again, it's like they're on their way out. Not really Overeem, but he's not the same guy. He's not gonna win the title, And he was on the last 2 fights.
How do you get rid of JDS and Overeem, but you keep Andre Arlovski? That guy gets knocked out by poking him. I could breathe on him, and he's fucking knocked out, and his nose is broken.
He's been like that for a few years too. I don't know. He might have dirt on Dana, dude.
That's what I'm thinking.
Putin hacked his computer, bro. He's got Andre. He gave Andre the pics.
That's how they hate Brendan Schaub.
Huh? Why you hate Schaub?
Ronda. No, Dana hates Brendan Schaub because he knows that Dana and Ronda would fuck.
Oh yeah, Dana and Ronda definitely fucked, dude. They definitely did. They're so buddy.
The beef that Schaub and Dana got into, and Schaub was just like, "Yeah, have fun having sex with my exes." Schaub and Ronda.
That's fine. Hey man, it's all right. Dana got Travis Brown to get him back, so it worked out for him in the end.
That's true. That's very true. How do you think you hold up wrestling against Cain Velasquez? I think people will be surprised. Really? I think you'd be surprised. That was iconic. All right, let's wrap it up here with some upcoming fights that we got going on.
Let's go.
We'll start off with this coming weekend, March 13th. We have Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad because of Hamzat Chimaev has retired due to COVID as of right now. Dana White claims that he's done, but Dana also says that Khabib's still coming back, so we'll see. But I think Bilal Muhammad's going to shock the world.
I hope so.
No, I've only seen one of his fights. Knock me all you want. I don't know anything about Muhammad. Don't really know anything about Edwards besides he's washed up fighters and Gunnar Nelson and Cowboy Cerrone, and his only valuable win was RDA, who was 4-4 in the welterweight division. But hey, Leon Edwards is the number 3 guy in the welterweight division. But I digress. I think Muhammad's going to shock the world. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm kind of with you on that. I just have a feeling he's going to win. But I'm also just not a big fan of Leon Edwards. I mean, he's a great fighter, but you don't know how good he actually is. Like you said, he's best wins RDA,
Yeah. Which is cool, but it's like, and you haven't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, it's July 2019. Was that the last time?
Yeah, July 2019 was when he last fought.
That was the RDA fight, right?
Yeah.
You see, he's good, but I don't know if he's Usman's already beat him. I would like to see him versus Colby if he wins this fight, but
yeah.
I just don't think
Burns.
I don't know how he's ranked number 3.
I think just the 8-fight winning streak, but you can make the case that Wonderboy could be 3. You can make the case that Chiesa could be 3 because he beat Neil Magny.
Yeah. I think Wonder Boy should get the title fight. You know,
I agree.
I'm not mad at Masvidal getting it because they're gonna do the Ultimate Fighter. It's a money fight. That's what they're gonna do. But Wonder Boy is the only guy who hasn't been beaten by Usman yet, and who actually causes like stylistically wise a pretty he causes him some problems.
Yeah.
Because he'll keep him at distance. You know, eventually he might be able to get him down, but that's a good fight.
Very good fight. Episode 2, we talk about it, break it down, and Pat.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it. I was like, yes. I was like, I've got to see that fight. I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Wonderboy deserves it. After the Edwards Muhammad, we go. There's one more card between there and the Stipe fight, I believe. I just can't remember which one.
It's Kevin Holland, right?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Kevin Holland and Brunson.
My new favorite fighter, Holland.
Yeah, right. He's the best. I love that guy.
That interview on Joe Rogan, he was so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't even like to work out, man. That shit sucks. He's like, I just want to smoke weed.
Dude, that was awesome.
I would love to see him fight Izzy.
Dude, could you imagine?
Well, what's Brunson ranked? 6th or 8th or something like that?
Something like that. So Holland's got to be a little bit below that, right?
I think. Well, he beat. What was Jacare was like 11th, I think, when they fought, and I think he's top 10 right now.
Dude, I would actually love to see Kevin Holland do that. To fight Izzy, going to tear fight Izzy.
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to fight Hermanson, but then he got COVID and fought. He got COVID. He fought the next week. He just probably got like a false positive. But like if he fought that week and beat Hermanson, he would be probably next in line for a title.
Yeah, for sure. That guy fought 5 times last year.
Yeah, dude, he's one of those guys. Like I don't know what it is with these guys like that are coming in now that just are fighting like every goddamn week. I love it. Like it's great, but
yeah,
I've never seen that before. Like these guys are just coming in like him, Cosmot. They're just willing to go like every month.
I love it. It's awesome, and that's how you get known too. Because the more you're in the ring, the more you're like, oh shit, let's go. I love this guy.
Yeah, you guys think he's for real? I think he's the real deal, man. His jiu-jitsu solid.
I think the way he knocked out Jacare, yeah, for sure.
He's just really dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I liked what you said there, how he carries himself, because it's like the guys who are champion or just become like stars at the very least, like they carry themselves in a different way. Like they separate themselves from like the rest of the guys on the roster. You know, like it takes a lot to stick out when there's 400 people on the fucking roster.
That's true. That's very true. Because if you go down to the champions, they all stick out to their own stuff. You know what I mean? Besides Volkanovski, he robbed Max's title. But anyhow.
Yeah, fuck Volkanovski. He's a good fighter, but he robbed my boy Max, so I hate him now.
Brian Ortega will get him back at the end of March 27th. We have that big card. Stipe Miocic headlines versus Francis Ngannou. We have Brian Ortega versus Alex Volkanovski.
Yeah, that's I can't wait for that card. That's gonna be a great card. Those two title fights are sick.
Sugar Sean versus Thomas Almeida is on that undercard as well.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Are you still a Sugar Sean fan?
I was, but I was never I am, but I was never a diehard fan like our boy Aiden, Pat. Shout out to Aiden McGrath. Big Sugar Sean dick rider. Love Aiden. But yeah, I'm not that big into Sugar Sean. I like his style and I like how he's pretty funny when he was on Rogan a couple years ago. But I think he's kind of nuts thinking that he was gonna win the Cheeto fight.
Yeah, I think he's kind of a dick too. You know, like
you think so?
I like watching him fight. But have you ever seen his podcast?
Dude, the only thing I've seen is when he talks about Megan Anderson and was called her a 5 a.m.er. What a dick.
Dude.
What a dick.
Yeah, I'm not I just he kind of annoys me in that way. And not many guys annoy me. Not many people annoy me, especially in the UFC. But he's just seems like a prick.
You could tell he's there using the UFC spotlight in the way, kind of like what I honestly relate this to Paige Van Zandt.
Mm-hmm.
She used the UFC spotlight to gain of their shit from it, and that's what he's doing. With like the
OnlyFans,
Timbo
baby.
Sugar Show, the weed, the video gaming, and like stuff like that. Like you know him as a video gamer, you don't really know him as a fighter, because he's the top level guy as far as Cheeto, and he lost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if he's really going to be like. It'd be interesting to see how he does when he comes back, because he's one of those guys who has like a really flashy style, but you don't really know if there's any substance to it. That Cheeto fight though, you kind of gotta give it somewhat of a wash, because he did get hit with that calf kick, his leg shut down. Not like a wash, but it's like, you can't judge his like career trajectory just based off of that. That's just a setback. And it's happened to him before though, so maybe he's just got paper ankles. I can relate.
I don't know, but I honestly hope he does good, just because he's a young, flashy dude, and it'd be interesting to see him compete with like the Sterlings, the Morais, the Garbrandts of the world. You know what I mean?
It's exciting for sure for him with that style, if he does turn out to be legit. So I would love to see him like fight the upper echelon guys. I just don't know if he'll get there.
Yeah, you're right. He might just be like a top second guy. You know what I mean? Kind of like a got a float before a contender, like a Brunson.
Yeah. So we never gave a prediction, but I'm pretty sure that we're all in agreement that Brunson's probably gonna get fucked up in that fight.
I hope he does.
Yeah. Brunson's came on a little bit lately though. He's had some good performances.
Who was last fight? He fought somebody. What was his name? Paul? No.
Paul. Hold on. Let me look that up. I forgot who it was, but it was like an up and comer. He the thing with Brunson.
Shabazian.
Yes, that's who it was. But the thing with Brunson is that every time he gets to like that level where it's like gatekeeper status, except for the Shabazian fight, he kind of gets fucked up like almost every time.
Yeah, you saw that in the Izzy fight.
Yeah, man, that's on my wall right there.
Yeah, that's it.
I got that. That's when I really became an Izzy fan, because he just like put him in the Matrix. That shit was phenomenal.
Dude, and then his dance after the fight, the gunch and everything, the machine gun.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I think Kevin Holland's probably going to do a very similar thing that Izzy did to him, because obviously striking's different, but they're both big, tall, lanky guys with like sharp boxing. So I can see Brunson definitely getting flatlined in that one.
I agree. I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, right. POB, thanks for hopping on.
Dude, awesome, man. Pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
POB.
Yeah, of course. I hope you had fun. The podcast
100%.
Up now.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe I could get some crossover listening for ours.
Plug it.
Let's do it. Plug it. Everybody, if you enjoyed me rambling on here, you could follow me. I got to get my Instagram up on it, because that's how great I am at marketing. As I don't even remember my Instagram handle for the podcast I'm on. All right, it's Cup Check Pod on Instagram. We've got Spotify, Apple Music, everything. Guys, thank you for having me on. And Nick, if you ever want to come on, you're more than welcome. Pat, if you're ever in town, I don't know if you live on Long Island, I'm pretty sure, but if you're ever in town, you're more than welcome, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No problem. Thank you, guys. I had fun on this. I can't talk MMA with anybody. Nobody fucking watches it as much as I do.
Yeah, I know, and you're so passionate about it. I love it. Like, and me and you can talk fucking days about it. Like, we go back.
100%.
Like what we did. Like, Pat, what you saw tonight was like literally how we talk, and we'll go in circles. A whole nother level is fact.
I'm just sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna absorb this.
No, yeah. Like if there wasn't time restrictions, fucking this thing could go like another 3 hours. If you didn't have to have content for like the next fights coming up, I'm not gonna go into like the next cards, but fucking I could talk about that shit forever. Yeah,
for sure. Maybe that's why the podcast.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's funny is actually I was doing one last year before COVID started, and I didn't get to put it out.
Really?
Yeah. fucking maybe one day. Hey, I had to come here and show I was legit. I got the fucking posters in the background.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
I put this setup specifically for that. I was like, I gotta fucking come in hot, dog. I gotta come in hot. I got the Rocky poster on the wall over there, dude. Fucking, it's rocking and rolling.
Let's go, Pat. Maybe we'll have you on after every fucking pay-per-view.
Hey, man, if you guys will have me, I'll be here.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Why not?
100%.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, dude. Of course.
All right.
Dude, I'll see you around.
All right, brother. See you later, man. Pat,
See you,
nice to
buddy.
meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, man.
There's always a Pat welcome in the coalition of Pats, man.
Yeah,
It's a brotherhood. It's an
exactly.
unspoken brotherhood.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Have a good one, all right?
You too, brother. Stay safe.
Adios. You too.
Word, dude.
Legend.
Legend, dude. Dude, he was going off.